Howdy, femboys and girls. It is your boy Sleazy back again with another video. And fuckle your seatbelts, because I've come across a new bounty of fucking cringe, dog. This guy is a game reviewer who talks about the wokeness of modern video games. He's basically like Andrew Tate if instead of being in a Romanian prison for human trafficking, he was making shit fucking videos. Now, I would like to preface this by saying that this video is so goddamn bad and the points made in it are just so fucking retarded that I am almost convinced that this is literally just rage bait. That it is meant to be a dog shit take with dog shit reasoning on purpose just to get people to respond to it and talk about it. But, I'm not gonna lie. He said he was proving that video games have become pussified, his words, not mine, using science. And the one thing about science is it's subject to peer review. So I figured, why not? Why not give it a shot and just point and laugh at this little goober?
Today, I want to talk about the great pussification of video games that has happened the past 20 years. But if there's one thing that is straight as hell, it's the rock-solid video games of the 2000s. Your Gears of War, your Medals of Honor, your Chronicles of Riddicks,
your Animal Crossings, your Barbie horse adventures, your Bratz Forever Diamonds, baby. Early 2000s, let's fucking go. It was all rock and roll and tits and cum, except for it wasn't. There was equally as many kid or female-centric games in the early 2000s, you just didn't fucking play them, buddy.
These games were masculine as hell, and we want them back, and we're boycotting video games until they come back.
He then goes on a baby Wawa rant mode about how there's no masculine games left anymore, how, masculine games just aren't a thing anymore, which is fucking retarded, because I don't know if you've been around the block lately, buddy, but we have so many fucking, man-centric, fucking games, like the ones you're talking about, brother. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 is about to come out. We got Elden Ring. We got fucking Black Myth Wukong. We got fucking God of War Ragnarok. We got goddamn... motherfucker, we got Space Marine 2. The games are still out there, brother. There's just as many being made now as there was back in the day. Just like there's just as many action films being made now as there was in the early 2000s, dog. They've always been around and they're always gonna be around.
I recently saw this disappointing photo of Phil Spencer being pushed out of the photo by two domineering girl bosses who are probably unfulfilled because they're trying to succeed in the corporate world instead of having children at home like God designed them to. And don't you love Phil's cute little Doom shirt? Like, hey guys, I'm still one of the bros, right? Look, we can still hang, right? Nah, Phil, you're trash. You got cucked, dude. You're useless.
Oh no, he took a picture with a woman. Somebody help us. God save us. A woman exists. Holy shit. But no, man, I don't know. I think he's got a point here. I would never be caught dead in the same room as a woman. I only hang around men. You know what? I would never even so much as think about talking to a woman. I wouldn't even touch a woman because I'm just too much of a man. I'm just too masculine to be caught dead hanging out with women or being around them.
So I have found that there are still people out there who deny the simple fact that games have gone woke, homo, and gay in 2024. So in this video, I'm going to literally prove it to you using science. What we will do is read the back of the box description of 6 random games from 2024, and then we will read the back of the box descriptions of 6 random games from the 2000s. All right, so what games from the 2000s should we compare these with? These are 6 kind of random games that I just happened to pull off the shelf without thinking too much about it. They are Brothers in Arms Road to Hill 30, Ride to Hell Retribution, Modern Warfare 2, Dark Sector, Deus Ex Human Revolution, Chronicles of Riddick, Assault on Dark Athena. And again, all I'm going to do here is read the descriptions and we will compare.
I love how he says random like he's trying to give a fair or objective opinion. It's almost like those 6 games that you are picking from the early 2000s, you said you picked them off of your shelf. Of course they're gonna align with your views or what you like. They're your games. You paid money for those games. You fucking bought them, brother. Of course they are going to align with your fucking views. Now, if you wanted to be genuinely objective, you would pick the 10 most popular games, what is most indicative of what was popular at the time from the early 2000s, and then also pick the 10 most popular games of, the 2020s. Because that would be the most indicative of what people liked and thought was good at the time. But you can't do that, because if you find the 10 most popular games from the early 2000s, you'll find they're all fucking Wii games. Modern Warfare 2, not in the top 10 best-selling. Gears of War 2, not in the top 10 best-selling. It's crazy. You know what was in the top 10 best-selling of the early 2000s? Mostly Pokemon games, children's games, and Animal Crossing, and fucking Wii Sports. But you know what's in the most popular games of 2020? Of the 2020s? Helldivers 2. Elden Ring. Yakuza Year of the Dragon. You know, these masculine games with masculine protagonists. It's almost like if you were to actually do it in an objective manner, you would see that it goes 100% against what you're trying to push. It's almost like that's why you didn't do it, and instead picked 6 games that you own that align with your agenda.
Now you might say, oh, Andrew, you're specifically picking out games aimed at children. No, dude, I'm literally just going to the front page of Game Pass, and these are 6 games featured on the front page of Game Pass.
Even that, he couldn't even do that, because even that would disprove his fucking dumb-ass, stupid fucking point that he's trying to make. Because when he shows his front page of Xbox Game Pass, half of the games that he chooses aren't even on the list of games that are on Game Pass. Because he leaves out Neon White, he leaves out Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and he leaves out Far Cry 6. I wonder why, even though those are the very first 6 games that he saw when he opened up Xbox Game Pass, why those 3 games didn't get chosen. It's almost like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Far Cry 6, and Neon White are all relatively masculine games for mature audiences. It's crazy. It's crazy that he didn't. I wonder why. I wonder what the correlation there is. And again, I feel like I need to bring this up. It's not even so much that I'm arguing against his opinion, because opinions are exactly that, opinions, and you're entitled to yours, dog. If you feel like games are too feminine, or there's not enough masculine games out there, which I think you're just objectively wrong about, but if you feel that way, you're more than free to. But to then sit back and try and act like you're objectively proving it, when you're actively making decisions and trying to prove it in the most fucking biased way possible, I feel like at that point, I need to come in and tell you you're being fucking retarded.
They are Brothers in Arms Road to Hill 30, Ride to Hell Retribution, Modern Warfare 2, Dark Sector, Deus Ex Human Revolution, Chronicles of Riddick, Assault on Dark Athena. And again, all I'm going to do here is read the descriptions and we will compare.
Here, how about this? I have some games that you should pick. I just looked up what's the best-selling games of the early 2000s, and here's the list of best-selling games from the year 2000 to 2009. Number 1, Wii Sports. Number 2, Wii Play. Number 3, Nintendogs. Number 4, Wii Fit. Number 5, New Super Mario Bros. DS. Number 6, Mario Kart Wii. Number 7, Brain Age. Number 8, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Number 9, Pokemon Gold and Silver. And number 10, Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. It's almost like he didn't choose the most popular because the most popular fucking games of the early 2000s are for children. And yeah, you got Grand Theft Auto in there. I'll give you that. But it's not until not a single fucking game that he picked from his list of games is on the list of best-selling video games of the early 2000s until spot number 25 with Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Most of the games that he picked don't even rank in the top 50. So it's not an accurate representation of the games that were popular at the time. They're representations of his own personal taste, because again, he pulled them off of his own fucking shelf.
2024 Creatures of Ava. Let your empathy guide you as you play an exciting action-adventure creature saver game. Understand and tame the creatures of Ava and let them lead you through a variety of ecosystems, all in the hopes of saving the planet from a life-consuming infection. I also found out that the 2 main characters of this game are, of course, homosexual black women because, 2024. Let your empathy guide you? Like, what the hell?
It's a kid's game. It's a game meant for children and families. It's not supposed to be, like, dark and fucking gritty. I'm not gonna get my fucking children and bring them to go watch, fucking Saving Private Ryan when they're fucking, Fucking 7 years old. It's almost like the audience for these games are wildly fucking different because, again, different strokes for different folks. People have different fucking tastes.
I don't I don't play video games to let my empathy guide me in, ooh, I want to be gay and collect creatures and like this game just sounds retarded, let's be honest.
The game was not designed for you, brother. I know it's very difficult to put those two goddamn brain cells you got up in your head together and get them to actually pump out a well thought out or coherent thought. But, you know, the game wasn't designed for you.
So now let's compare this with a game from 20 years ago. 2005, Brothers in Arms Road to Hill 30. The back of the box says this: they would sacrifice everything except each other. Like, damn, dude, just grabs you by the balls.
You're right. We should compare it to a game from 20 years ago. So just like you, I'm going to cherry pick an example that fits my agenda. So I'm picking Bratz Forever Diamonds, released in 2006. The Bratz are back. This time, they're on a nationwide search for the hottest young fashion designers. Their road trip across America takes the girls on a wild race where high fashion and out-of-this-world encounters make for style and adventure.
Damn, dude, just grabs you by the balls.
I'm kidding, of course. I'm being facetious. I just wanted to once again make the point for the 20 millionth time now in the last like 2 minutes of this video that, you know, it's very easy to cherry pick video games from the era to fit your agenda because it's almost like there have always been a wide selection of games for a wide selection of people. But this is basically how he continues on during all of this game comparison of doing a mocking nerd voice, like straight up nerd emoji, finger up in air voice for the modern games, and then like a fucking badass grizzly voice for the old games, and being like, see man, this is why gaming is so dog shit now, because they stopped catering to men. Like, gaming was ever the most masculine fucking thing, dog. In the early 2000s, gaming was like fucking nerd shit, dog. I guarantee you were the type of guy to get fucking shoved into the goddamn lockers by the football team while you would go home and live out your fucking power fantasies by pretending to be goddamn Master Chief.
The sword in a tourist guide. Explore the beautiful alpine village of Hinterberg. A lone rider, Jake Conway, locked in a battle to the death against a ruthless gang of bikers called the Devil's Hand.
Man, this Ride to Hell Retribution game reminds me a lot of a game that came out in the 2020s. What's that game called again? Oh yeah, Days Gone. It's almost like these exact same types of fucking games that you are wishing for or like wish were still around are still fucking around. They're still around. They still exist. Now. They're out now. You're looking at games that are meant for like families and like kids and young teens and shit. So of course they're gonna be more, you know, kid-centric. They're gonna be more family-friendly. They're not gonna be filled with fucking tits and ass and blood and fucking, you know? Like, that's just how it goes, man. And I've made this point so many times throughout the videos. I can find you examples of the same type of games that you're complaining about now existing in the past. In the fucking past, dog. In the early 2000s. That you are lording as like the greatest times of all time. You would think fucking Jesus Christ himself came back and made the PlayStation 2 the way this guy is fucking jizzing his goddamn pants about how great the fucking games were back then. But fam, I'm telling you, you are literally just looking at family-friendly games and saying like, man, shouldn't these be less family-friendly? As if there's not like mature content out there for you now.
Like, guys, it kind of makes me sad that America actually used to export, like, cool stuff to the world, and now it's just homo-woke garbage that America is exporting.
I find this part particularly funny because he shows The Last of Us 1's box art with a little bit of text that says American game devs used to make stuff that was good. And it's like, brother, do you not remember the fact that we got The Last of Us 2 in the year of our Lord 2020? Like, brother... Like, brother, man, I don't know what you're talking about. But I guess that one's not as good because it has a female protagonist. See, that doesn't count. That's not a good game. There's not enough men. There's not enough men in it.
Like, I know you dudes in Europe know what I'm talking about. Like, America used to export, you know, the Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, the Stallone movies, like all of the awesome stuff of the 80s and 90s, and look at like the homo trash garbage that America is exporting today. And it's such a shame.
Once again, cherry picking, but this time it's about movies. Remember all of those cool action movies from the 80s, like the Arnold Schwarzenegger and Stallone movies and stuff? Not like America still makes fucking action movies to this goddamn day. Not like, you know, The Northman, Monkey Man, Top Gun Maverick, John Wick 3 and 4, Tenet, Batman. You know, not like not like those movies exist or anything, but, you know, I guess, what can I expect from this guy? You know, he seemingly has like an aversion to shit that he likes and instead gets like a massive raging fucking hate boner whenever he sees like a female protagonist.
Next game, 2024 Flintlock Siege of Dawn. Step into the boots of Noor Van Anik, an elite member of the Coalition Army, joined by Inky, a mysterious fox-like companion, in their quest for vengeance against the gods. Guided by Inky, who shares his knowledge of the world with you, your combat skills and traversal abilities will be imbued with this magical powers, making you a duo to be reckoned with. Like, nah, dude, it just sounds gay. It sounds queer. Why is every game like this now? It's always some magical nonsense that never sounds cool.
It's crazy because I thought he might actually like this game because it looks pretty decent. You know, it's got like good combat. You know, you got swords and guns and shit, and you're fucking fighting undead and like skeletons and dragons and shit. That seemed pretty fucking cool to me. You know, I figured the most problem he'd probably have with it is the fact that you play as a black woman as the protagonist. But I thought besides that, he might actually like this game. But no, apparently now it's just gay to like magic. You watch one fucking Chris Angel stunt and all of a sudden you're sucking cock behind the Wendy's fucking dumpster. You know? Turns out Gandalf was sucking cock the whole time. Any of you fans who like Lord of the Rings or Skyrim or fucking, you know, Skyrim, a game from the early 2000s, by the way, one of the most popular games from the 2000s / like 2010s, the era that he heralds as the best era in gaming, by the way. That has magic, so that's gay now. But it's just crazy. Magic is gay now. Who could have seen this coming? Magic is gay.
2024 game, Flock. Flock is a multiplayer co-op game about the joy of flight and collecting adorable flying creatures with your friends. Soar through beautiful landscapes, seeking out rare and elusive creatures to add to your flock. Like, dude, this shit is gay. Like, this is either designed for a 5-year-old or it's designed for a 30-year-old gay man or it's designed for a woman. But none of those people are buying Xboxes. Like, Phil, you're retarded and your company's going to go out of business if you keep this up.
I almost thought he would have a moment of self-awareness when he said the game looks like it's made for 5-year-olds. It's almost like it fucking is. It's almost like it's meant to just be like a casual experience for children of just collecting creatures. You know, this mind-blowing concept of a creature collector that has been around since goddamn 1990-something with fucking Pokemon, you know. And he's like, yeah, but women and children don't buy Xboxes. Brother, women make up 50% of the goddamn population, so if you target everything around men, you're literally missing out on 50% of the world's possible customers. You talk about it like, women aren't buying Xboxes. Brother, it is not fucking 1987 where like D&D is considered like fucking lame. It's not the early 2000s where fucking playing video games is considered lame. No, this shit is mainstream now, dude. Everybody plays fucking video games. Everybody. Alright? Like, I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you, dog. It's just basic fucking facts of life. You may not like it, but women play video games. Children play video games. I played video games as a child. You're right, I wasn't buying an Xbox, but my parents would buy the console, and I'd tell them what games I want to play. And I'm telling you right now, when I was 5 years old, I wasn't playing Band of Brothers and fucking Call of Duty. No, when I was 5 years old, I was playing goddamn Sly Cooper and fucking Super Monkey Balls and shit. Alright? Like, there are kids' games, because there are kids who are playing the games. It's like, what more can I say? I feel like the points are so goddamn ridiculously obvious, like, about what's wrong with his logic and his thought process, that I'm starting to question why I'm even making this goddamn video. But it's so fucking retarded. The mental incapability to comprehend the fact that there might be women or children who play video games. It's ridiculous. It's fucking crazy. While simultaneously cherry picking games to fit your argument, while also ignoring the fact that both in the 2000s there were kids games and games meant for women, even further back than that, in like the 90s, there were kids games and games meant for women. It's just that more women and children are playing video games, so it has expanded. There are still those hyper-masculine, testosterone-fueled fucking meat mountain games that you like to play. But for some reason, you feel this need to push your narrative that everything is too woke and too gay now, so you just completely ignore these very obvious facts that take about 0.1 seconds of research to figure out.
But if you're a gay man or a woman or a child, none of which are people who actually play video games.
I do find it kind of funny because he keeps repeating the line that the more woke they get and the more that they lean into like this LGBTQ stuff, they're going to end up going broke and their company is going to go under. I find that funny mainly because Xbox's stock price is up 16 times what it was in the years that he's saying were so great. So yeah, just no, it actually seems to be quite the smart and good financial decision to try and have the broadest appeal possible.
Actual straight men, we want power, we want cool weapons, we want, deadly powers and glaives and becoming the ultimate weapon. That sounds cool. But if you're a gay man or a woman or a child, none of which are people who actually play video games, then you want to collect adorable creatures. It really comes down to that.
Two things to say about this point. One, this may come as a surprise to many of you, but I'm actually bi. I like men and women. I can get down with some dick, or I can fuck that pussy. But I still like cool fucking weapons and being a badass. My favorite game franchises are Fallout and Warhammer. So, I don't think that creating this monolith of all gay people think this or all straight men think this is really a smart decision for you. Also, I know I just mentioned this in the very last audio clip, but the world is not made up of only straight men, all right? The world is not just straight men. On average, gay people make up like 10% of a country's population. It varies depending on how accepting of gay people the country is, because obviously in a country where it's like illegal and you'll just get executed for being gay, it says that there's zero. But on average, it's around 10% of the population. Women on average make up around 50% of the population. So by cutting out women and gay people and not making anything catered towards those two markets, guess what? You're missing out on 60% of the world's, on average, 60% of the world's population's worth of sales. Tell me, in what world is it a smart decision to just get rid of 60% of your sales potential? It doesn't make any financial sense, and that's why no companies really do that, because it's just a dumb decision from a business standpoint. And also, again, I need to reiterate, it's not like straight people and gay people and women are just these monoliths where they like one thing and only one thing and nothing else. I've met plenty of women who like masculine, manly shit, who like Gears of War and fucking Call of Duty. And I've met plenty of straight men whose favorite video games are goddamn Animal Crossing and fucking Stardew Valley. It's like, people aren't monoliths and they have different tastes.
2024, Magical Delicacy, and I've made fun of this game before. A wholesome pixel art platformer. Cook magical delicacies from a vast collection of ingredients in your own shop. Explore an unfamiliar town and deliver tasty treats to the townsfolk. Like, no, dude. What the fuck? Yeah, no straight guy has ever thought, I want to deliver tasty treats to the townsfolk. That is something women would do, but that is not something a straight guy would be like, ooh, I want to deliver tasty treats.
You hear that, guys? To anybody out there who might be any form of cook or culinary person. Chef Gordon Ramsay with his wife and children? Nah, he's gay, brother. That's gay. You're in the kitchen. That's a woman's job. That's a woman's job, Mr. Ramsay. No, dog. What are you talking about? What the fuck are you on about? What point is that? No guy ever has wanted to cook? No guy ever, no straight man in the world has ever been like, I would love to cook delicious culinary just delicacies for the good people of my neighborhood. What the it's so delusional. It's like, I swear to God, this is why I say it has to be fake, bro. It has to just be bait for videos, for people like me to make videos about and talk about so he can get popular. I swear to God, because no rational, sane thinking person could genuinely believe that no straight guy ever has wanted to be a chef. That's just fucking so silly. That's so ridiculous. You little fucking goober, man. You're just, I can't. I actually can't.
And it's funny because, like, I can't put my finger on exactly what made 2000s games so good, but it has something to do with men. We're dudes and we want games about dudes. And we want games about male transformation and identity and a man who is going through something, who is actually a man.
We want men. And more men. And big muscly men. And oiled up men shaking that shit. Get these women out of here. I don't want to see a woman. I want nothing but men around me 24/7. I just want these fucking big, jacked men with their strong hands to just pick me up and carry me like a princess. I'm men. Men. Sorry about that. It's just the way this dude talks about men and just how everything is about fucking men and strong men. Just, it's starting to sound a little bit homoerotic, dog. You sure you're not the gay one? You sure you're not gay? This dude is like the living embodiment of that meme. There's nothing straighter than kissing another man. Because if you kiss a woman, then that's feminine. You're having to be around feminine. Whereas if you kiss a man, it's nothing but masculinity. That's what this dude, that's the vibes that this dude gives me. Because it's just like, he can't stand a female protagonist. He can't stand, like, it's just crazy. Do you think he disliked that Xbox game from the early 2000s, the Tomb Raider game with Lara Croft? I fucking loved that game when I was growing up. But I feel like somehow, even though it's literally just like any other action game from that era, the fact that it has a female protagonist, I think he would dislike it. I'm like 99% sure that he would dislike the Tomb Raider game because it's a woman protagonist.
2024 game, Chia. A tropical open-world adventure. Take control of any animal or object you can find and jam on your fully playable ukulele. Like, no, dude, this just sounds like some cozy garbage trash game.
It's meant to be cozy. It's meant to be just a cozy little casual game that people who aren't like super into games or children or families can sit down and just have a good little experience with. That's what it is. It's such a... I don't get how he doesn't understand the concept. I really just don't fucking understand it. How instead of like understanding that, oh, this game literally is not made for me, it is not designed or marketed towards me, it is designed towards more casual players. It is designed towards families and children who don't want a super dark, gritty, hardcore experience. And if that's not the type of game you're into, brother, that's fine. But you don't need to sit here and go on a full baby wawa tantrum rant about the fact that video games are becoming too pussified. Like, you sound like a bitch, bro. You sound like a whiny little bitch. You sound like the exact type of woke feminist that you seem to despise so fucking much. Where you are just complaining and whining and bitching and moaning about some shit that isn't even really a fucking issue. Because the games that you like and the style of games that you like are still out there. You showed Red Dead Redemption. Nigga, there's Red Dead Redemption 2, which is arguably better than the first game. GTA 6 is about to drop, brother. Like, you're complaining about a non-fucking issue. These games aren't meant for you, dog. Just like there were games in the mid-2000s that just were not meant for you. They were not designed for you. Like, I'll never forget this fucking dog shit fucking PS3 game called Time and Eternity where you play as a fucking anime waifu. And you fucking go on like a mystical time quest magical adventure. It wasn't my kind of game. I wouldn't play it, but my sister really enjoyed it. So it's like, there's always been games designed for women, designed for children. That's always been how it was. Games themselves, especially in the early days, were almost exclusively designed for children. Some of the biggest franchises in gaming are designed for children, like Super Mario, like Sonic. The things that built up the gaming industry, they were designed for children, brother. It's just, I don't get it. I do not understand this man. And the more I listen to him, the more fucking annoyed I get. Because it is such a non-issue. And it is just, oh my god, listening to this man bitch and complain because because family games exist is just ridiculous.
When I play a video game, I want to have like an intense experience. I don't want to have some cozy trash experience. So my only thinking with this is that Xbox seems to think that their target is gay men, 5-year-olds, and women. But the super obvious fact, as I've said it again and again, is that their audience is full of 30-year-old dudes.
You're right. 30-year-old dudes are a massive demographic for gaming. But you are forgetting the fact that 21% of people who play video games are children and 41% are fucking women, dog. So you're literally missing out on 50 to 60% of your market audience. If you only made games for 35-year-old men, you are missing out on like fucking 60% of the total possible player base. Not just the total possible player base, but the actual active player base. And that's not saying that women or children can't enjoy a game like Red Dead or Deus Ex or, or any of these things, Kane and Lynch, whatever. But it is saying that there is a market for these games, and that is why they make them. They are making them because there is a market for this type of game. There is an audience for this type of game. There are people who like casual games. That's why, fun fact, in the early 2000s, Animal Crossing outsold Halo. Animal Crossing outsold Modern Warfare. Animal Crossing outsold most other fucking games. The most popular game of the early 2000s was fucking Wii Sports. Because it was casual and accessible to everybody. You're just wrong. I hate this point of like, only straight men play video games. Because you're just fucking wrong. You're just wrong. And the numbers prove it. You want to talk about being objective and doing it science-based. And like, I'm going to prove it with, I'm going to destroy this feminist with facts and logic. When you're just wrong, brother. You keep reiterating a point that is just factually fucking incorrect. And only makes sense in your tiny, minuscule, little, like, narrow-minded worldview.
So, like, at this point, I just think Xbox is probably going to go bankrupt because they keep putting stuff like this out.
Once again, I feel like I need to mention that Xbox stock is up 16 times from where it was during this era of gaming that he says he loves. Just an FYI.
So developers, if you are listening, give us manly games. Give us power. Give us darkness. Give us violence. Give us brawny buff dudes who beat the crap out of people with our sick powers. And if y'all do this, if y'all quit being pussies, if y'all quit pussifying the game industry and actually give us manly games, we will buy games again. But the video game industry, the video game economy is going to keep crashing until y'all give people what they want. It's so simple. I'm out of here.
But yeah, that's about it. He goes on a little rant about how, Xbox needs to stop pussifying their games. Otherwise, they're going to go broke and they're going to go out of business, and men don't like pussy shit. Which I find extremely ironic, because this entire video was you being a big ol' fucking pussy about the fact that family games exist, even though there's the exact same type of fucking games that you like being made currently. I don't know why you felt the need to make this long-ass fucking video complaining about something that is such a non-fucking issue, because you act like there is no fucking games that are dark and gritty when there is just as many now as there was before, and there's just as many family games now as there was before. You sound like a whiny little bitch yourself. You are the one who sounds like a whiny, pussified little fucking bitch who can't handle the fact that women and children play video games. They've entered your inner sanctum, your holy temple of video games, and you seemingly can't handle that, so you made an entire YouTube channel to just continuously go on and on about how there's too many gay people and too many women in video games now. But yeah, that's about it. Sorry this video got a little intense and I started fucking screaming. It's just, listening to this shit actually made my goddamn head hurt. I felt like I was being infested with fucking brain worms as I was listening to every word that fucking slopped out of this goober's mouth. But yeah, no, that's it. I'll see y'all later.